Hey there everybody, welcome back to another Game Vault video. As always, I'm Captain Beefy with the Game Vault, and we're going to talk about a new website that you guys should check out if you are a gaming fan. So let's keep the music and then we'll talk about it. All right, first and foremost, if you have not heard about the current struggle going on within the gaming community, let me bring you up to speed in a very rapid manner. A lot of people are referring to it as Gamergate 2.0. It seems that it's been discovered that there are several companies out there that act as advisor companies for gaming. And what they do is they strive to bring in DEI, which is diversity, equity, and what else? Yeah, DEI detected. We call it didn't earn it. Inclusion, diversity, equity, and inclusion into gaming. And what this basically means is it means every game has a black lesbian protagonist as its main character. You know, and I'm being funny there, but no, but it pushes people of color into many high positions in games and all that, or it, pushes them where they quote unquote don't belong in a game. Same thing with the LGBT community, trans community, whatever. It's absolutely insane. So a fellow named Cabrutus made a curating list on Steam called Sweet Baby Inc. Detected. Sweet Baby Inc. was the first of these companies to get exposed, and boy, it caused quite a, for lack of a better term, shitstorm within the gaming community. You had journalists freaking out and screaming over it, trying to get Cabrutus canceled, and everybody's saying it's this and that. All the man is doing is curating a list of games that this company has worked with, and that's it, right? If you're proud of what you're doing, why do you care if there's a list of your games out there? So what we do now, he's gone beyond that now, and he's got his own website now, and it's deidetected.com. I will put a link down in the description for you. That way you can go there yourself and check it out. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. I think his Steam page is up to almost 400,000. When he first popped up and I first heard about him, I believe he's just under 100,000. So he's growing day by day by day. He's got a YouTube channel and all that. You should definitely check him out. But yeah, here's the website. Welcome to the DEI Detected website. Forced DEI is becoming unbearable in games. It's time to push back. Vote with your wallet. He's absolutely right. Vote with your wallet. Now, some of this pisses me off in here, right? And I'll talk about my own personal experience with some of these things in here. So, first and foremost, Forspoken. I remember when this game was first announced, and we saw some trailers of it and some little teasers and all that. Looked pretty cool. It was on my radar for sure. I had it wishlisted. I was like, yeah, I'm interested in this game. It looks kind of neat, might be fun to try out. Might be a new IP, get in on the ground floor with it. Sweet. And then things came along and more trailers were released. And then we heard the main character talking and she was insufferable. And it was so aggravating that I was like, yeah, no. Absolutely not. I want nothing to do with this game. Took it off the wish list, and the game failed miserably. And people criticized a lot of things in it, a lot of it being the inane dialogue and her rapport with her wristband. It was very, very bad, very cringeworthy, and absolutely despicable. So yeah, I dodged a bullet on that one. God of War Ragnarok, I'm a big God of War fan from back in the day. I loved the 2018 soft reboot, and I was looking forward to this immensely. And I love this game. I played it through. I beat the hell out of it. But one part kind of struck me as a little bit off, and that was Angerboda, the frost giant character. She's a young girl that Atreus meets up with midway through the story, somewhere in the early middle game, and it's a black girl, right? And I was like, oh, here we go. It's representation. I get it. It's fine. And quite honestly, it didn't bother me throughout the gameplay because the actress was phenomenal. She did a great job and all that. And while it is a little jarring to see a frost giant projected that way, and this is Norse legend here, right? these are the whitest of the white people in the world. You know, to have that black character there was weird. And also because a lot of times frost giants are pictures blue. They come from a land of ice and snow. That's definitely not where black people come from. They come from a more tropical climate. So it was kind of weird and all that, but it is what it is. The game was still great. It didn't suffer because of that character that was in there, but it does annoy me that the reason that character was in there was because one of these piece of garbage consultant companies demanded it, you know. And fortunately, they didn't do something really super silly like make, Sif black or, Heimdall like they did in the MCU. And again, Heimdall played by Idris Elba was fantastic and all that, but again, it's that jarring moment where it's like, he's not Norse, guys. Come on, But you gotta, I don't know. It is what it is. Alan Wake 2. So I played Alan Wake recently, the first game, the remastered version of it, and absolutely fell in love with it. It was an amazing story. It really drew me in, and it was intense. From beginning to end, the game was completely intense. Everything that occurred in it was just wow. And I heard Alan Wake 2 coming out. I was so excited and all that, and I saw some trailers, and then I saw Alan Wake 2 it had a character in there that's a black FBI agent woman, okay? And I was like, and we share part of the narrative with her. So this Alan Wake game is no longer his game. He has to give up part of the game and part of the narrative to this FBI agent. And I was just like, why? The game is Alan Wake 2, not black FBI agent lady, Why do we have to do this? Why can't we continue on with the story of the main character? Most stories that center around a protagonist focus on the protagonist throughout the game. Not 100% of the time. We can go back to God of War Ragnarok, and there are parts where Atreus runs off on his own, but that's the son of the God of War, and it's, and while it is, and even in God of War, it's a little distracting, and it's a little, annoying, because as much as you love Atreus, Kratos is the balls, and you want to play as him the entire way through the game. You don't want to have to share him, or you don't want to have to share the narrative of the game with another character, because whenever you played as Atreus, it was always like, all right, this is fun, but can we hurry up with this? I want to get back to Kratos so I can kick some butt again. So anyway, that's that. So yeah, I dodged a bullet on Alan Wake 2. I didn't buy Alan Wake 2. Will I get it? Maybe in the future. I don't know. I really doubt it, though. I feel like I'm at a point now where, like Brutus says, you vote with your wallet. If you don't vote with your wallet, they're going to keep churning out garbage. And even if it's a game I love and really want to play, I have to say no. And it's just the morality of it. You have to say no. So there's a couple of video links to some of his stuff. But anyway, let's go to the top here, and we'll go to DEI detected. This is going to give us a full list of games that have DEI detected in them. You're going to see the same ones here. God of War, Alan Wake, Forspoken, South of Midnight, Crew Motorfest. I do have some others, one or two that I touched upon. All right, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I've talked about this in the past, and I played this long before this whole DEI thing was at the forefront of the discussion, long before Gamergate came out. I think 2 years ago, roughly, I played it through, beat it. I absolutely love the game. I love the whole Viking concept and all that. But again, there were parts in this game that were just super frustrating and super silly, and they just felt like forced. And I understand you can play as both a male or a female character in there, but it just seemed like there was so much gayness in this game, so much homosexuality, that it was like over the top. Way too much for the size of the game, the time period, and all that kind of stuff. And way too many characters just went that way. You had one town where the mayor of the town, whatever he is, and the sheriff were gay for each other. You had characters that, we had one character that we helped out on a hunt, or no, we helped him, I think, avenge his family's death or something like that. And Ivor, we help him fight off the bad guys and all that. And you get him back. He joins your little town. And next thing you know, he wants to date you. It's just there's so much of it in there that it was frankly distracting and annoying. It's really, really annoying, and I'm really tired of it. And this is a big thing with Ubisoft. Ubisoft is very inclusive, and I'm sorry, Ubisoft, but as much as I enjoyed some of the Assassin's Creed stuff and the Far Cry stuff and all, I don't think I'm ever going to spend another dollar on an Ubisoft game. Not until they turn things around and start to develop, first off, better games with a little more variety to them that are actually worth playing, and then get rid of all this DEI garbage. Get it out of there. It's unnecessary, and it just filters out a game. I don't get it. What else do we have in here that I have touched or played or whatever? Yeah, nothing else. I mean, I had a passing curiosity about Suicide Squad, but I'll tell you, the problems it has go way beyond DEI, I believe. From the first time I saw the first trailer, I was like, that game looks terrible. And Gotham Knights, it was another one of those games that just was like, it didn't look that great. It didn't look that fun. The four, yeah, I don't know. I'm a little burnt out on superheroes. Superhero games and all that. One of the worst games, and I'm shocked it's not on this list. One of the most disappointing games I've played in recent years was Marvel's Midnight Suns, and that's put out by Firaxis, the guys that gave us the XCOM games, which are great strategy games. And the frustrating part about Midnight Suns is the gameplay was so much fun. The action, the battles, the turns, and all that, and setting up for each combat fight, choosing who's going to be involved in it, choosing what tools they're going to bring with them, what cards you're bringing, which determine their attacks and so forth. That was so much fun. Everything else sucked. And when I say sucked, I mean sucked. The dialogue was absolutely atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. Some of the worst dialogue I've ever heard in a video game. I felt he was written by a bunch of teenage girls. The characters didn't feel real. Oh God, it was awful. Absolutely horrible. And that's a game I tried playing through it. I played many hours into it, and I had to stop. And I was like, you know what? I tried again later on. I said, let me plug this in again and try to pick it back up. Tried to pick it back up, started playing through it again, and I had to put it down. I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I can't do this, Now, like I said, I'm shocked it's not on this list, but I'm sure somebody in there, it doesn't have they didn't race swap characters. They didn't, make characters gay that were straight or anything like that. They didn't make Spider-Man, Spider-They, nothing like that. But it's, so maybe it doesn't have DEI in it. It's just horrible writing. I don't know. Maybe it's millennial writing. Or whatever the case may be. I wouldn't be surprised to see it on this list after all. But yeah, this is the website, man. I highly recommend you check it out here. I don't know if we've got anything on DEI free yet. Yeah, nothing's going on here. That looks like there's a possibility of partnering up with content creators later on or something. I don't know. But if it is, Kabrutus, and you're listening, I'd love to work with you because you are doing God's work. And I think the more people that you have working with you, the better. Even if this is expanded into DEI free and then woke free, because there's a lot of things that you don't need the DEI consultancies to touch them to make them suck. The developers themselves can do it. And case in point is a recent game I played that I absolutely loved, and that was Pacific Drive. And the game opened up. It was a great concept, interesting gameplay loop, lots of fun and all that. But then as you go into it, you come to this part where you can unlock cosmetics for your vehicle. In a game that takes place in 1998, you unlock a bunch of stickers for your window that are all the flags. I mean, all the flags. Trans flags, non-binary flags, this flag. It's so stupid. It is so stupid. And the Black Lives Matter flag is in there. And it's just so stupid. It's like, really, guys? You're going to do this? And then you only have 3 characters in the game other than yourself. 3 main characters that you're dealing with, talking to over the radio. And it turns out the 2 male ones are gay for each other. And it's like, all right, so now we got 66% of the characters in the game are gay. And we've got all these wonderful gay flags in there. Do we have a MAGA flag? No, we don't have a MAGA flag. Do we have a Don't tread on me, you know? No, we don't have that. Do we have American? No, you know, it's just, we're just going to put a bunch of gay flags in there because that's what it's all about. And I went to the website of the company and I looked at the developers, and yeah, I can see why. They don't need DEI. They have it built into their actual development team, which sucks because the game is so good. You can make a good game and not put that crap in it, you know? You can make a good game and not put that crap in it. Or make that crap optional, you know? Have it as a checkbox, like as a accessibility option, right? Because let's face it, a lot of these people are mentally ill in the gaming industry and all that. And a lot of gamers are mentally ill. We hear it all the time. I'm depressed. I'm this. I'm that. I don't know what's wrong with me. You know, and there's a lot of mental illness in there. And indulging in that mental illness isn't going to help it, you know, and all. Video games are to escape. I don't play a video game to become something I'm not, and to make up for the failures in my own life or my self-loathing. You know, I don't do that. I use self-deprecating humor for my self-loathing. But you know, for video games, you know, it's an escape for me. Hey, I want to go play. I want to go tame dinosaurs with my buddies and, you know, stuff like that. Or I want to go kill a million zombies, or I want to see what Boston looks like after the apocalypse, you know? Stuff like that. It's, you know, it's good times. I'm not there to insert myself into a game and project myself onto the character, you know, to the point where I'm looking to make him look exactly like me and stuff like that. And so, yeah, the stuff you see is absolutely nuts. But anyway, check out this website and give Kabrutus some love wherever you see him. Look for him on Twitter, look for him on YouTube, all that kind of stuff. He needs the support of the whole gaming community, because I think things have taken a turn, and I think things are going in a much better direction moving forward, and we're going to see that gaming companies are going to start to see the backlash. And if we act with our wallets, if we don't buy these games, it's going to hurt them. And in the beginning, it may only be, you know, a small percentage of people not buying them that normally would buy that game. But as the word gets out and as people get more and more frustrated, and as they keep releasing bomb after bomb after bomb, I mean, let's face it, on this DEI detected list, there's not a lot of winners on there. I mean, God of War Ragnarok did well, and Alan Wake 2 did fairly well. You know, Assassin's Creed Valhalla was highly criticized. I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was, but highly criticized. But I know it made a lot of money because it had a ton of microtransactions and it had a ton of expansions and all that. And it's just Ubisoft at its absolute worst. Suicide Squad, you know, right after Gotham Knights crapped the bed, Suicide Squad crapped it even harder, you know, a couple years later with a very similar type of game. You know, it's just absolutely garbage. Absolute garbage. So, yeah. Let me know what you think down in the comments. What do you think about DEI? Do you think that forced diversity is the way to go in video games? Do you think it brings anything positive to a game to force something in there that doesn't occur naturally? And, you know, give me your honest opinion. I'd love to have an intelligent conversation with someone on that and how that will make a game better. You know, not better for one person, not better for a small group of people, but to actually make the game better, you know, without focusing on a person or a group. How does it make the game better? You know, somebody said once, and I don't remember who it is, I'll have to look it up. He was a game developer. A game that's made for everybody is a game that's made for nobody. And he's absolutely correct. If you make something that's going to make everybody happy, it's going to be so milquetoast, so washed out, and so bland that it's not going to be anything. It's not going to be worth having, right? It's just, okay, I made dinner, and I made a dinner that's inoffensive to everybody. It's not too salty, it's not too spicy, it's not too sweet, it's not too fattening, it's not too, you know, everybody's going to love it. No one's going to love it. Everybody's going to be like, all right, you know, whatever. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. As always, I'm Captain Beefy with the Game Vault. Peace.